Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. Today we're going to take a look at stanzas 25 to 28 of A Lover's Complaint, which so far a woman was like tearing up all sorts of things and throwing it into the river, and then an older gentleman comes along and asks her what's wrong, and she starts to tell the tale of how she fell in love with this guy who she really shouldn't have been in love with, but oh my goodness, he was so pretty, and he's also really smart, and he rides his horse really well, and everybody wanted him, and everybody fantasized about how they were the ones that lived in his heart and all that. And she admits that she did eventually give in to him, but that for a long time she held her ground because she'd maybe been wronged in the past, and she knew a little bit better than to fall for some of this stuff. So she tried really hard to not get involved with this guy, but she was really attracted to him, and she was kind of tired of hearing everybody else say like what a good lover he was. And so she got curious and got frustrated with, not being able to reason herself out of her own lust. And Sonnet 25 picks up by saying, "For further I could say, this man's untrue, and knew the patterns of his foul beguiling, heard where his plants in other orchards grew, saw how deceits were gilded in his smiling, knew vows were ever brokers to defiling, thought characters and words merely but art, and bastards of his foul adulterate heart. And long upon these terms I held my city, till thus he 'gan besiege me. Gentle maid, have of my suffering youth some feeling pity, and be not of my holy vows afraid. That's to ye sworn, to none was ever said. For feasts of love I have been called unto, till now did never invite, nor never woo. All my offences that abroad you see are errors of the blood, none of the mind. Love made them not, with acture they may be, where neither party is nor true nor kind. They sought their shame, that so their shame did find, and so much less of shame in me remains by how much of me their reproach contains. Among the many that mine eyes have seen, not one whose flame my heart so much as warmed, or my affection put to the smallest teen, or any of my leisures ever charmed. Harm have I done to them, but ne'er was harmed, kept hearts and liveries but mine own, was free and reigned, commanding in his monarchy." So we got a little bit of a smooth talker is what she's saying. The first stanza here, stanza 25, she's saying that she could give even more reasons why she knows she shouldn't have gotten with this man. He's untrue, and he's just deceitful, and everything that he does is false, and she knew all of the other people that he was sleeping with. And for a long time, she held her ground based on that until he came to her and started saying to her sort of exactly what she would want to hear. He started saying things like, oh, take pity on me. I've never actually loved anyone until you. All of these things that I'm telling you have only ever been said to you. And everything that I used to do before, that was just lust. It wasn't love. But with you, there's love. And all those people that came and sought me out and I slept with them, like they were totally into it. So there's no shame. It was completely consensual. So all of that's fine. But I didn't actually love any of them. They would fall in love with me, so I maybe hurt them, but I've not been vulnerable and open to anyone, so sort of until now. There's a Frank Turner song called Substitute, in which he says, "There have been many different girls inside my bed, but only one or two inside my head." This is saying there's been many different girls inside my bed, but none inside my head until now, until you. So he's this super charming, excellent horse riding guy is now saying to our poor distraught woman, well, she's distraught now, she probably was not distraught at the time, but he's romancing her. He's saying all of the things that a man should say in order to get into a woman's pants, so to speak. He's playing that game. He's being the player. He's playing her like a fiddle, and from the sounds of it, she liked it. She fell for it. we'll find out how that all went when we dig a little bit farther into this poem tomorrow. I'll see you then. Mwah.